Hello friends, myself Madhuri Tal. Now we are continuing the second part of this series of NLP implementation through NLTK using Colab. The second part contains Introduction to Google Colab. In the previous video we have seen natural language processing as a domain because we need to understand that domain first, then we can proceed to understand NLTK different commands and whatever understanding that we used to carry, that will be going to implement it in Colab. So first we need to understand Google Colab. So let us start with the topic. So this Colab is given or it is implemented by Google for research purpose. The main purpose was the artificial intelligence, then machine learning and many more application to be there on a independent platform. So let us go ahead for understanding Google Colab. So Google is a quite aggressive in AI research. Over many years, we have seen that Google developed AI frameworks and a development tool called Colaboratory. Google made this Colaboratory free for public use so that anybody can use it and anybody can contribute it. This Colaboratory is known as Google Colab in short, or even simply people used to say Colab. One important aspect of Colab is that Colab supports GPU and it is totally free. So any work related to deep learning or wherever you need GPUs for image purpose or anything, you can use Colab for implementation. Now what Google really offers you. So as a programmer, when you want to go ahead with Google Colab, which kind of functionalities Google Colab offers you? So that is write and execute code in Python. You can write any code, but the basic language is Python. Then document your code that supports mathematical equations. So even that can be done in Python. You can create, upload, share notebooks through your Google Colab. In Google Colab, every file is to be noted as a notebook. So wherever or wherever we want to use it as a file, we'll be calling it as a notebook. You can import, you can save your notebooks from or to Google Drive. So whatever the file, if you want to use it, you will be saving by default in your Google Drive, and whenever you want to use it for the in future, you can import from your Google Drive. Only you need to know the name of your file and even your folder. Then you can import or publish notebooks from GitHub. From your GitHub, you can import some notebooks or even whatever the new file, new notebooks you will be creating here, that you can publish through your GitHub. So again, this is one of the advantage of Google Colab. You can import external data sets. Even from Kaggle, you can import in your Google Colab, and many more libraries from various places you can add it in your Google Colab. You can integrate PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras and OpenCV also in your Google Colab. One more important point to be considered while using Google Colab is that it's a free cloud service with free GPUs. Now, which are the steps that we can follow while using Colab? So step 1 is that, as we know that this Colab is implicitly uses Google Drive for storing the files, nothing but the notebooks. First, we should log in our Google Drive first. That is in our Google Drive account, so that we can use this Google Colab. So first step is you have to log in your Google account. Then step 2 is that you just open the file, or sorry, open the link for Google Colab, just typing in www.google.com. So you can directly jump to your Google Colab. So let us start this implementation, or this how we can view your Google Colab in Google. So go to your Google and then just type Google Colab. You'll be getting a first link of your Google Colab. Just right click and say open link in new tab. Once you will open, it needs some time and then directly it opens. So the first symbol that you will be getting here, if you are opening for the first time, it says welcome to Colaboratory. So you can click it on the welcome to Colaboratory and you can just verify the look and feel of your Colaboratory. So it is a tool or it is an environment where you can do your Python coding directly. No need to install anything, Anaconda or any other Jupyter notebook or anything. You just start typing here and you can execute your code. So you can verify. There are now different, this look and feel you can verify on the right hand side, whatever your account, then your share, your Google Drive share. Now please verify the different menu items under your Colaboratory. They are file, edit, view, insert, runtime, tools and many more. We will be exploring here the important items that we need to understand while running the NLTK commands. So let us start with first one, save file, click it. So when you will save file, Alt F, you will be having different commands. So please explore one by one. A new notebook will open a new notebook in Python for writing your code. So it will take just some seconds to open it. So now it's saying loading and then you will be having a new notebook here to run your code. By default, my file name is here untitled 12.ipynb. So this ipynb is a file type of your Python file. Now you can rename your file just by typing there and just you can give a new name to it. Suppose I will say the first file suppose. So I'll say start. You can give any name. Now you want to make it star. That means you want just after some time you will need it. So you can mark this is as star also. So the in the when the in future you will if you will be using it, so this file will be on the top. Now you can verify now this the look and feel that this is a Python notebook with the name start.ipynb. Now there are two buttons here, one is for code and one is for text. Now for code you can write here your code, whatever code you will be writing it will be getting executed here. So I'm just typing 2 plus 3 and I'll execute it. So I'll be getting the answer here. So this is what we can call it as this simple your simple file, that is a simple Python file and that you can write here. So and this command on the left hand side, this arrow with the triangle, it's a run cell. So whatever you will be typing here you can run it by this triangle and this is called as run cell. Now this is okay that this window is for coding. Now suppose you want to add something as a text, so you can type text and whatever you want to write it you can write like this program, this is my new program. So this way you can write it and you can keep it for the next time. You can write the comments here and whatever the things you want to write it. So this way the file is there. Now you can verify some more options. You can open your file in playground mode also. Now what do you mean by playground mode? This file, whatever you will be doing here, it won't be saved in your drive. This is just for temporary purpose. You use it and this thing you can't save it. So this is a playground mode. Now new notebook already we have seen and we have used your the start.file file we have opened here. Then open notebook is something, if in previous case or in past if you have made some files, so you'll be getting those files in your from your drive to here. So these file can be viewable here and you can directly take those files here. You can open those files directly here. So like suppose I was having a file, suppose NLTK here, so I'll just click it here. So I can open that file here directly. Okay, so now you can view that. Again it's loading and it's showing me that yes, the file that I need, that is imported here. Is it okay? So this way the options are there. Now moving ahead with some more option, I have used open notebook. Whatever you will be going to save, that will be saved in your drive. You can upload the notebook from your drive also. So if suppose you have uploaded any Google Drive, any folder, so you can upload any Python file from the node from Google Drive also, on from your or from your machine also. So from anywhere, if it is kept in your system, it can be opened. Then we'll verify another option. You can rename your notebook. Already we have seen that how you can rename. Move to thrash. It will be going to delete whatever the file now you are working in. Now save a copy in a drive, means whatever the file you will be creating here, it will be getting saved in your drive. By default, the location of the file is your Google Drive itself. So even if you won't be saying, it will, even if you say simple save also, it will be going to save in your Google Drive. Now you can save a copy as a GitHub gist also. That means you can keep this file in your GitHub account, GitHub's Google, Drive also, so that later from GitHub account also you can open your file here, or even you can keep the same files copy in your GitHub account also. So both ways it is there with this both command. Save both menus, save a copy in a GitHub, so you can save it. Save is a normal save. By default position will be Google Drive. Then we you can verify the previous history with the revision history. You can verify it. Now you can save the same file with download.ipynb and download.py also, so that it can be downloaded on your system, and then you can use it for the latter purpose. You can print your file directly from here. Now we different going to next option, that is edit. Select all cells. You can select all the cells. So once you'll say that select all cells, so all cells will be selected. So this way all cells you can verify it is selected. Then you can cut and paste your that selection and everything. Then find and replace also can be done. Find next, find previous, and many more options are there for your cell items, whatever you'll be writing here. Then view is there for table of contents. So the first file when we have opened it, so we find the table of contents were there for your file. You can insert something in your file. Insert in as a code cell, text cell. So that is already there, like I'm saying insert a code cell. So you can insert a code cell here. So anything, a new thing that you want to write it, so I got a code cell here, and you can type anything here. Then we do have the text cell also. You can insert text cell at any moment, so that already we have seen. Then you can again code snippets can be used. You can use it. Now this is very important menu, that is a runtime. Whenever you will be writing a code in your Google Colab, in your notebook, once after doing your all operations, if it is closed and if you are using for the second time, you will be finding that all your code is not in a executed form. So to make it in again in executed form, you have to run a command. You have to give a command run all. So it will run all your commands, whatever you have written for the previous time in past, that will run. So this way you can use this runtime button, and this is what we can call it as look and feel of your Google Colab. So I think you can explore it more, and whatever things we can do it, and whatever the commands we can as a code or as a text we can write it, that we will see in the next video. So up to this stage, so you can go ahead and you can explore some more option if you feel so. So in the next video, we will going to see that how we'll be using the different NLP operations use in NLTK. So we will going to see the different operation like tokenization, then stemmers, and lemmatization and many more in the next videos. So thank you for watching this video.